Yeah, very good morning, students. So we are going to continue with the concept of stack and queue. So we have completed the stack and we are on the queue concept. So we saw a normal way of using the queue, a normal concept of queue, and we saw the implementation of the queue using the a normal array and a circular array, and we have some types of queue. One is DQ, priority queue, and also we saw the DQ concept in the last session. And today we are going to see a topic, and the topic is called as priority queue. Okay, so we have left something in our DQs, our implementation. So last class we saw only a normal. Array implementation for a DQ. Okay, still we have to implement the DQ using the circular array as well as using our list. Okay, we will see these things later. Fine. So I'll tell you the concept of priority queue today. Then we go for the implementation part in tomorrow's session. Fine. So it's also a queue type actually. So if it's going to be a queue type, so I will tell it as we will be having two ends. Okay, one for inserting an element and another for deleting an element. Okay, so obviously we'll be having two ends, a front end and a rear end, because it's a type of a queue. Fine. So I will tell you what is this priority queue. Okay, it's somewhat very different than your normal queue. You can see a diagram here. This itself tells you it's very different. Okay, so here we have a queue. Okay, it's having a collection of elements are there inside the queue, like 5, 10, 30, 25, 40 are the elements inside the queue. As well as I'm having an indexing to each and every element of the queue of the elements, okay, inside the queue. So we have one more term is called as the priority. Okay, so what is a priority queue is nothing but each element inside the queue will be assigned a priority. Fine. So that is called as a priority queue. You can see I'm having an element 5. 5 is having and priority number 3. And I'm having a value 10. 10 is having a priority number 1. 34, 25, 2, 45. Okay, so when I'm using this priority queue, I'm assigning a key value. It's also called as a key value assigned to each and every element of the queue. Fine. So we have two terms here, like element with higher priority and element with lower priority. Okay. So you can see the priority here actually. Like one, I'll call it as a 1 second. So this one, I'll call it as a higher priority. Okay, but it's the smallest key value, but it stands for a higher priority. Then comes your 2, then comes the 3, then 4, then 5. Okay, so based upon this priority, I will try to access the elements inside the queue. Fine. So in priority queue, so only based upon the priority numbers or key values, I will do the operations. Fine. So this is what the queue concept, and we are having one more point here, the last point. Same priority process in order in which they are added. Fine. So in the sense, for example, if two elements, okay, two values are having same priority. Okay, so assume I'm having and one more element here, and the element is going to be 60, and the priority for this element is going to be 1. Okay, if that is going to be the situation, our insertion or a deletion will be occurred according to the rule called as first in first out rule, or Q rule. Okay, so which comes first will be accessed. So you can see the 10 comes first because 10 has a priority, same priority 1 and 1, but 10 is operated before itself. So I will insert or delete only the 10, then I will go for 60. Fine. So when the priority has a same priority is there inside my queue, I will use only the first in first out rule for accessing the elements. Fine. So this is what the priority concept. Priority is nothing but, as usual, a queue will be having a collection of elements. Okay, but the elements will be having a priority. Each and every element is going to have a priority. Fine. So based upon the priority alone, we will be accessing the We'll be doing all the operations of our queue. Either it can be insertion or it can be a deletion. Fine. So that is what a very specific feature of this priority queue. Fine. So next is nothing but again the same thing. Fine. So I'm just highlighting the term like higher priority and the lower priority. Okay. Always the higher priority will be the smallest key value, like 1, 2, 3. So 1 will be the higher priority. Then comes 2. Then comes 3. Then comes 4. Okay. That is the main thing under our PQ. PQ is nothing but the priority key concept. Okay, based upon that only I'll be arranging the values, or I'll be putting the datas. Fine, that is what I said here. So next we have some major kinds of priority queue. Fine. So we have two kinds of priority queue. One, I'll call it as a max priority queue, and another one is called as a min priority queue. You can also see in your, you can just recall the DQ. In DQ, again, we'll be having two types of DQs. One is input restricted and another one is output restricted. The same way, we have two kinds of options under our priority queue, a max queue and a min queue. Fine. So in we won't be bothering about this min queue. So majorly we'll be using only this max queue. We will see what is this max queue priority later. Fine. So just have a concept like we have two kinds of priority in our PQ sessions. Okay. Fine. So I'm just trying to tell you the working process of this. Okay, how it works. Okay, in a pictorial way. I'm just using a queue here. It's a normal queue. Fine, you can see it's a normal queue. I'm not using any list and all here. I'm using an array. Okay, it's going to be a queue concept with an array implementation here. Fine. So here, this is what the first diagram. You can see I'm having an element 5, 10, 30, 25 are my queue elements. I'm having a priority for each and every element, and this is what the index. Okay. Okay. I have a rear. Okay. Rear equal to 3. So what is the meaning of this? So I need to add so what this gives you actually, rear equal to 3. So here this is my rear pointer. That is what tells me. Okay, and this will be the front pointer, or somewhere else will be the front pointer. So I'm not talking about the front, I'm going to talk only about the rear. Okay, so now the rear is pointing to this 3. Okay, clear? And next I'm trying to insert a value. You can see while inserting itself, I'm giving a condition with the priority number. Usually in our queue or stack, we won't be using this at all. We don't have a number, we don't have a key value. But in priority queue, we have a priority number. So while inserting 40, I'm specifying a key value. That is what my 1. Okay, so where our insertion always happens in our queue, only at the rear end of the queue. Okay, so obviously I have to just increment the rear pointer. Now my rear becomes 4, and I'm adding the element 40 with a priority 1. You can see here. Okay, so this is a way in a normal array I'll be just using an insertion. I'll be performing an insertion. So insertion is very simple in this particular process. Just you have to increment the rear end. That makes the insertion clear. Fine. So next we'll go for another operation. What operation we are going to do it? A delete. Okay, so we have major two operations like NQ, DQ, or insert or delete. Okay, so now I'm going to perform a delete operation. You can see here I'm trying to delete. That's all. I'm not specifying any elements what I want. I'm just telling it delete. Okay, so what this delete will do actually? Okay, so it removes the highest priority value from the queue. Fine. So you can see here this is what the current the current current value structure actually. So now I'm going to perform the delete after the insertion of this. Okay, so what this delete will do, it deletes only the highest priority. So what is the highest priority here? Actually we have two highest priority. One, this is one, and another one is one is holding the 10 value, another one is holding the 40 value, but this 40 has been entered now. Okay, but before itself this 10 has been inserted. Okay, so now I'll be following the rule called as first in first out rule, and then I'll be removing the value 10. Okay, now I'll be removing the value 10. Okay, I have two priority with same key value. So based upon this first in first out, I am going to remove this 10 now. You can see in the next slide, the 10 has been removed. Okay, in this we can see the deletion is very tougher because I have to make a search. Okay, I have to make a search which element is holding a highest priority. Okay, I can say which element is going to have a small key value. You can say that like that also. Okay, highest priority in the sense small key value. I have to search for it, then I have to make a deletion process. Okay, I'm not doing any implementation here, I'm just telling you the logic how it works. Fine, so this is how it happens. Now I'm performing another delete operation. You can see the next again is going to be another delete operation. Now I'll compare this. I have a priority 1, 2, 4 and 3. So obviously one is I'll call this one as a highest priority. Okay, then I'll be deleting this 40 from there. So 40 is removed. Now the rear is changed from 40 to this, from 3 to 2. Fine. So this is one way of processing or doing the priority queue concept. Okay, or implementing the priority queue data structure. Fine. So through normal queue, okay, assume I'm using an array for working on this. Okay, so insertion is very simple compared to the deletion for this. Okay, you can see a term here like for deletion, the element with highest priority is searched and then deleted. Okay, but for insertion, I can simply add at the rear end as usual. Fine, that is what the difference here. Next we'll see one more type of implementation. Okay, so before that I will just tell you how this looks, because we have three fields like we have a priority, we have a queue and we have index. Okay, now I'm going to represent this using a list concept. We will see how it looks. You can see this diagram here. I'm having three. Usually, you know, we'll be having only two. Fine, in normal list. One is for data and another is for the address of the next node. Okay, but you can see I'm having three boxes. Okay, so I'm dividing the list into three boxes. So one will be holding the information. Assume this is going to hold the information or a data. Okay, and this is going to have a priority number. Okay, and this is going to hold the address of this next node. Okay, so for what to say, in your unit 3 or unit 4 you will be using this type of structure for implementation. If you're going to implement the tree or something else, you'll be using this type of structure. Okay, any concept using a list will be using this structure. Okay, we'll be having a data at the middle, a pointer and the address. Fine, so I hope it's clear. Then only I can go for this concept. Okay, can you give me an okay so that I will just go for the next process? Yeah, fine, thank you then. Thank you. So I'll just continue it. Fine, so now I'm going to take a list. Here we having some like a sorted list or unsorted list. So sorted list in the sense I'm going to have what to say, the priority number will be in a sorted order. Okay, then I will implement this queue concept. So that is what they are given a sorted list. Don't worry that much about it. So assume I'm going to implement this using a list. Fine, so you can see in this is what the first pictorial representation. I'm having a front end. Okay, I'm having a data. Fine, so the first data you can see here, my data is 58. The priority for data 58 is 1, and I'm having a link which is going to have the address of the next node. Okay, this is what the representation of the priority queue using your list concept. Fine, now I'm going to perform some operations. As usual, I'm going to perform the insert 40. Fine, so in a normal array what you will do, I will just increment the rear pointer. Okay, I just increment the rear pointer, so automatically values will be added. It's very simple for us. But in the list, what I have to do, I have mentioned here like a sorted list. Okay, so it has a priority 1. Okay, so where this should be inserted, this should be inserted between this 1 and 3. You can see between this 1 and 3, I'm inserting this data along with the priority. Okay, this is the way the insertion happens in this sorted list. Okay, I'm not just adding at the rear end, I'm checking for the order of my priority, then I'm adding it. Okay, I don't sort based upon the data, I'm just sorting based upon the priority number that matters here. Okay, so this insertion takes more time, okay, when compared to that normal array insertion. Fine, I hope you can understand this. I'll go for the next slide. That is what I given here in the first line of the code. Insertion is costly because the element is inserted at the proper place. So based upon the priority, the elements has been inserted. So it takes some time for us. Fine, and it's somewhat little bit tedious process also. Fine. Next. Now again, I'm trying to insert the element 45 with the priority 2. You can see here, I'm just inserting, already have inserted this 40. So I'm trying to insert between this 40 element and 21 element. Okay, so based upon this priority number 2. Fine, this is how the insertion happens, and we'll go for the deletion. It's very simple here actually. So we know this front end, so the front end will be used for deleting the nodes. Okay, since I have a priority number has been in a sorted order, so I can easily perform the delete operation here. Okay, I can just delete this 58 first. Okay, no need of any condition at all, just I have to increment the front value, that's it. Okay, automatically this first data will be, the node will be deleted. Okay, I'll tell you once again, deletion is very simple here because I'm having a priority number in a sorted order. Okay, so what is the condition for our deletion? Actually, always the higher priority value should be deleted. Okay, so obviously I'm having two priority with the same number. Okay, but 58 comes first. Okay, it's following as usual the first in first out order, and just I'm just deleting this data now. Increment the front value, this first data node will be getting deleted. Fine, so when comparing this list, insertion takes more time than your deletion. But in a normal array, what happens actually, the insertion is very simple than the deletion process. Okay, so for implementing this, we have a lot of confusions, which is going to be the best one, because you can see the complexity of each and everything will differ. Okay, for the same priority queue, the complexity is differing for insertion as well as for deletion. Fine, we will see how to overcome all those things. Fine, I hope this sorted list is very clear for you. Fine, so I'm taking a sorted list. At the term sorted list means that I'm having a priority queue, a priority number in a sorted order. Okay, I'm performing an insertion and I'm performing an deletion here. In insertion, I have to check for the priority number, and then I have to make an insertion process. Okay, in deletion, no need of anything. I can able to just remove the front value, just increment your front and just make a deletion. Okay, because already our list is in a sorted way, in the sense higher priority will be first one, so no need to check for the highest value and all here. I can just make a deletion here. Fine, so then the next one is implementation. As I said, we have a lot of confusion, which will be the best way. I have missed one point here, I have missed the list also here. Okay, so we are having so many types, like unordered array or a sorted array. You can also take it as a unordered list or a sorted list. Okay, so we have so many types of implementing this priority queue. If you say this implementation of stack, I have will be implementing stack only in two ways, either using array or either using your linked list. The same way implementation of queue, array or linked list. For this priority queue, we have so many ways of implementing a priority queue because we have some three types of data inside this node. So we have so many ways of implementation. Okay, so we will see for example, if it's going to be an unordered array. So what happens here actually? So retrieving and maximum element would require searching the entire array. Okay, so if you're going to follow this unordered array or unordered list, so I have retrieving the maximum elements. If you want to get the maximum element, I have to make a search for it. Okay, deletion takes more time. That is what it tells you. Okay, what about the sorted array? Inserting a new element requires a more time. Fine. We have one more implementation called as hash table. It's very new for you. Okay, again, what happens here deletion takes more time. Insertion is very easy for us, but deletion takes more time. Fine. So we have in each and every concepts, we have some drawbacks as well as some advantages. Okay, so the final conclusion for us is we'll be using a term called as heap. Okay, we'll be learning this heap in your next unit in a very detailed way. In your tree, this concept comes actually. Okay, so we choose this is a way to implement your priority queue very effectively. Okay, for now I can't teach you this heap because you have to learn the tree concept and all, then only we can able to learn this heap concept. Fine. So implementation of heap is on hold. Fine, we will see this later after completing your third unit, or at the end of the third unit your ma'am will be teaching you the heap concept. Okay, at that time you try to implement this priority key using this heap. Fine. So we have so many ways of implementing the priority queue. The best one I will choose is the heap implementation. Fine. So now just assume this heap comes under the tree concept. Fine. So I think you'd have cleared, like we have so many types of sorting. So heap sort. Okay, again this priority queue comes there. Fine. So that's all about the implementation topic. And then again I'm telling about this complexity, main complexity I'm taking here. For example, the first part is assume the first part will be the using an array. Okay, and this is going to be using this list. Okay, you can see the for the operations I'm adding one more to so many operations here, like is size of the, if you want to check the size of the queue, or if you want to check whether it's empty or not, the complexity will be very less, order of one. Okay, but if you want to insert inside the array, what happens again, it's order of one, because I'll be adding only at the rear end, so it doesn't takes more time. But if I want to perform the same insertion for a list, what I have to do, I have to check for a priority. The order of priority should be maintained, then I'll be inserting a value. So it takes order of n, somewhat more larger than the order of one. Okay, same for finding the minimum value and removing the minimum. Here this min represents nothing but the smallest key value. Okay, so don't confuse with the terms why ma'am is telling min is nothing but the smallest key value. So our key value will be starting from 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, this 1 is the minimum value, and 1 is also called as a higher priority value. Fine, so both are same. Fine. So and for array, if you want to delete it, it takes a it take a larger time. So the order is O of n. Okay, I have to search which is going to have a highest priority, and then I will make a deletion. But in your the same concept, using this list, there's nothing but the first node will be deleted, so the order is going to be 1. Okay, just a comparison between this array and the list based upon the complexity. Okay, so purely we won't be using this array and list for implementation. You will be always using this heap for the implementation for a better output and better complexity. Fine. Next we'll go for the general operations. Okay, so whatever implementations we take, we have some general operations to be followed. Fine, like the first operation is empty, whether I have to check whether the queue is empty or not. So it's empty is an operation, and I have to check one more, like insert with priority. So you can see a term, insert with priority. Okay, so always add an element along with the priority number. Okay, then pull the highest priority, nothing but I'm going to delete the element which is going to have a very highest priority. Okay, so these are the, and I'll be returning the deleted value also. That is what is given as return it. So these are the basic operations, okay, in your priority queue. Okay, so when you're going to follow what type of implementation, I have to use this operations there. That is what I've given as a basic operations for all the implementations. Hope it's clear. The same thing in a different way I've written, like is empty of, min of, insert k comma x, and remove min of. So size is empty, min is nothing but deleting the minimum value, minimum key value, inserting the data along with the key. Here the x is the value and k is the data, and again removing the min. Okay, here this min just return you what is the smallest key. Removes and returns the smallest key. Okay, in a more technical way, because I'm using this off and also I represented using this. So these are the main methods for a priority queue. Fine. Next we'll go for the applications. So what will be the applications? We have plenty and plenty of applications for priority queue. Okay, since I'm having a term called as priority queue, we'll be using in your process. Okay, for job scheduling and all, if there are so many computers are sharing resources at that particular point, this priority queue also plays a major role here. That is what the application given us, job scheduling on a shared computer. Okay, you'll be learning this also in your subject called as operating system in a very detailed way. Okay, how it has been shared and all those things. Okay, for now make a concept like I'm using this priority queue also in our job scheduling process. Fine. And bandwidth management, whenever I have that sharing of resources and all, this queue will be there, this priority queue comes there. Okay, and we have a event simulation, is nothing but I'm triggering an event. Okay, I'm having so many events. Fine, I'm simulating it. Again, I have to give a priority number for each and every event. Okay, we call this as a event simulation. And the last and next one is called as Distracts algorithm. So this comes under the concept called as graph. You'll be learning a data structure graph. For implementing this algorithm, I'll be using a priority queue concept. Okay, so you'll be learning this under your, I think it's under your fourth unit. You'll be learning this graph concept, so you can learn on that. The same Huffman coding is also there. Again, you'll be learning this under your fourth unit. So in these applications and all, I can able to implement this priority. That is what I'm trying to tell you. And next one is your Prim's algorithm. This also comes under your fourth unit. It comes under the concept called as graph concept. Okay, so these are the applications of it. So whenever I'm going to have a sharing of resources or some graph or tree, I'll be using this priority queue. Okay, we have to see which is going to be suited first. Fine. That's all. If it is clear for you, can you give me an okay? I have taught you the I have not done anything with the coding part here or any implementation here. I have just explained the concept of priority queue. Okay, the drawbacks and where I can use it and what way I can implement it. Okay, and application of it has been explained in this today's session. Fine. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me. If it is okay, you can just give me an okay message so that I'll go for the next questions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Fine. Can you give me the answer for this? So what is the time complexity to insert a node based on the position in the priority queue? Assume I'm taking a list concept. Assume is going to be a list. I'm implementing the priority queue in list. Now, can you give me the complexity for it? It's not mentioned whether it's a list or array. Assume it's going to be a list. So what will be the answer? I have shown you this in this comparison of complexity. If you try to recall it, you can just see the answer for this. I'm getting answer, Harshini, Sukanya, Amrita, Vashini. You can just confirm the answer. The answer is going to be C. Okay, so it's going to be order of n. I'll just go to the slide back for a quick recap. You can see this is what my list for insertion, for inserting and value I'm having, and complexity like order of n. Good guys. Next. With what data structure can a priority queue be implemented? It's very simple. I can able to implement the priority queue using all these three concepts. So it's going to be the answer like all of this. Good. The third question. I'm getting the answer. Venkat Shriram, yay. Sai Priya, yay. No, just make the question clear. Amritashini, Satya, Saranyam. Yeah. So I have said that it's for example, implementing your priority queue very effectively. I'll be using only this heap. Okay, that is what explained in this slide. Where is that? Yeah. So different ways of implementations there are array, list, hash table and all, but the perfect way will be the heap. Heap makes an efficient priority queue. So implementation using this heap concept will make the priority queue in a proper way. That's so that the complexity will be okay for us. Fine. So that is what we will compare, like based upon the complexity only we will tell which one is going to be the best one, whether this array or a list or a hash table or that. Okay, so according to the complexity, I think heap is supporting it, so I will tell the best and efficient way will be the heap data structure. Okay, they have given example like a binary key, Fibonacci key, heap sort. It goes on. We have so many types of heap also. So I'm not going to get inside this. I'll tell only this heap will be more effective than the array or a linked list for the priority queue concept implementation. Fine, good. I got so many answers. C. Fine. Which of the following is not an application of priority queue? You can see so many new terms here. If it's okay, you can just give a try if possible. So if this is not an application, they're asking. Okay, I'm getting some answer like Aparna. Answer is B. Shrutika, C. Any other answers? Priyadarshan, D. Okay, because we have some new terms, right? So I can tell this Huffman code. I gave an application here itself. Like I can see here. Yeah, Huffman coding belongs to the application. Okay, and all this sharing of computer. When I'm going to have the resources shared in your processor, I'll also tell this going to have a priority queue. Fine. So now. You can see Huffman code belongs to the priority queue. So I'll also call as interrupt handling in OS. This is the main feature in OS, which is going to handle by the priority queue. So this is also the one of the application. Okay, and it's a different types of filter is called as a Bayesian spam filter. This also supports priority queue. Okay, which is not the application is going to be the undo operation in your text editor. We will be using this somewhere else. Can you give a guess for it? Where we'll be using this undo operation? We have heard this term undo operation texted for in some other application for a stack or a queue. Can you give me the answer for that? Where we have used this application? Which DS is using this application? Yeah, it's going to be stack. I got the answer from Cypria. So in the stack, where who's going to hold this application, not this priority queue. Fine. It's not. It's okay because the answer is going to be C. It's not going to be A or D or something. Okay. Huffman code suits the priority. It's going to work with priority queue application. Interrupt handling and based on spam filter is also is going to hold the priority queue concept. Okay, which is not going to be it's your undo operation in the text editor. Fine. So we have overcome this term. I thought you will be telling this as a correct answer. Fine, it's okay, it's good try. That's all, students, for today's session. So we have not seen the implementation. Okay, because when I was getting the concept for implementation, I was getting so many program using the heap actually. Okay, before without knowledge of the heap or a tree concept, it's very tough to teach this implementation for you. Okay, so mostly I won't be teaching the implementation for this particular part. Later we will see to it. We will finish off the implementation of this DQ tomorrow sessions. Okay, we have two ways of implementing, and circular array and linked list was a pending for us. Tomorrow we'll try to finish it off. Fine. So after unit 3 we'll come for the priority queue if possible, and we'll go for the concept. Fine. So hope it's clear